Hi guys, and welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about how to transition your dog or cat from one kind of food to a different kind of food. So anytime that you are transitioning food, you always want to make sure that you do it gradually. So it's really handy to have an actual measuring cup so you can measure out the old food with the new food. So I'm actually in the process of transitioning my dogs to a new kind of kibble. So right now they're on the real chicken and oatmeal recipe, and we are switching them to the real turkey and garbanzo beans. So what you want to do is take the normal amount that they would have and take just a little bit less out of it. So Mischief's about 3/4 of a cup. So I get just under 3/4 of a cup. I put that in there. And you go to the new kind and you add in just a little bit. Just to start off with, just a little bit. You just sprinkle that on top, just so they start getting used to it. I like to mix it up a little bit. So you want this to take about 5 to 7 days for normal dogs. If your dog does have a sensitive stomach, or kind of takes a little bit of time of actually trying something new, it may take even up to 10 days to actually transition your dog or cat from one food to the other. So on the day one, you put in you add in a little bit more of the food, and as you go from 1 to 7 days, you want to make sure you add more and more to the food until you're fully transitioned over to the new kibble. Now, some dogs with sensitive stomachs may take up to 10 days to get fully transitioned over to the new food. By the end of the 7 to 10 days, you want to make sure that you're fully on just the new kind of kibble. Just the new kibble. So sometimes dogs or cats will have a little bit of a hard time being enticed to try something new. I mean, we're like that too. So some dogs and cats are like that. There's a few things that you can do. You can add, these are called PawPairings, and it's just kind of like you season your steak, you can season your pet's food. You just pop the top, you just add in a little bit. This is a chicken medley, and you can add that in, and it just adds a little bit of kibble, or a little bit of flavoring to the top. That really entices the dog or cat, as it's something new, but it also smells really good, it tastes really good, and it helps with the transitioning. Something else you can try is a wild Alaskan salmon oil. You can just do 2 pumps of that. Stir that around a little bit. And it has a nice salmony flavor that dogs really, really like. And cats too. Plus, it has a lot of omega-3s, omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. And it really helps with the coat and just adds a little bit of extra to it. Another thing that you can try is Gastro Plus. This is really great for sensitive stomachs, so it can help with the transitioning period too. So they just come in little capsules, and if your dog isn't too fond of taking a capsule, you can actually break this apart, sprinkle it on the food, and it's actually a cinnamon flavor that dogs really, really enjoy. Another thing that you can try, we've got lots of different options here, just to get your dog switched over. You can even try taking their favorite treat, crumbling that up, adding that to the food, and just adds even that much more yumminess to their food. Now you only want to do a little bit, or just one of these. You only want to do a little bit, maybe just try one of these at a time. If they really still aren't too fond of it, because some dogs really like their old food, probably not for a good reason. Like if there's a lot of sugars in it, some dogs can be kind of attached to the sugars, just like people. You can add some of these in, but you can also add in warm water. Just add in a little bit of warm water, let it sit for a little bit, and then give it to the dog, and it kind of makes it into more of a paste that dogs really enjoy. And with the kibble, you can even make it into a wet food. So you measure out how much food your dog needs. You add in a little bit of warm water. You can stick it into the fridge for at least an hour, or maybe even you could just make some up for the whole next day. You can bring it out, warm it up just a few seconds in the microwave just to kind of take the chill out of it, add in some PawPairings, and it is just like canned food for your pets. Those are just a few of the tips that I have. If you think any of these would be helpful to helping your dog transition from their old food to their new food, you can find the link to any of these products down below. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.